Namaskar, Honorable Shri Uddhav Thackeray ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and also our IT Minister, Saib. I'm really happy to have you here today. Today is the second virtual inauguration which you have done for us during the COVID times, the first being the HSNC University. Honorable Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, our IT minister since 2014, and of course, having many other portfolios, and especially the coveted law and judiciary portfolio of the government of India. Sir, very honored and happy to have you here this morning for this inauguration ceremony. Honorable Subhash Desai, our Honorable Minister in State of Maharashtra, right since 2014, and also Honorable Aditya Thackeray ji, who has been talking to me on this digital matter ever since he has got into politics. I'm also grateful to Mr. Martin McCarthy, who's been giving us the Tier 4 rating for our Yotta data center. Thank you very much for being over here. All the CEOs, all the CIOs, partners, clients, media, and friends of more than 1,500 people who are here with us this morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. I must tell you that my life has completely changed. And I'm not able to fully work on all my projects. That is what I thought when the COVID situation took place. However, in spite of all this thing, Digital India, connectivity, and all that has helped me to look after my work, look after the presidentship of ASSOCHAM, look after the presidentship of NAREDCO, and also be able to execute a lot of this work sitting right at my residence and those people who are sitting in my office. Honorable Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, Yotta seeks to fulfill the dreams of the Prime Minister and the Government of India in terms of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And this is something which you have mentioned on the panels when I was sitting with you, sir, personally, along with at various functions that we have said. You have also talked about over a period of years of data privacy. You've talked of data protection, data localization. And of course, we always talked about the world-class digital infrastructure. Honorable Chief Minister, sir, last month, you held the program of Magnetic Maharashtra. You talked about the making difference for people to come into Maharashtra for the purposes of setting up business. You talked about ease of doing business. Let me congratulate you, sir. The very fact that we've been able to set up such large infrastructure, digital infrastructure in Maharashtra in a period of 12 months of one of the largest digital infrastructures in Asia of the quality and type that we have done, we have to be very grateful to you, to Mr. Subhash Desai, Honorable Minister, to Mr. Anbalagam of the MIDC, Mr. Venugopal Reddy, who is the Principal Secretary of Industries. This will go a long way in order to improve the World Bank rating for India, because the kind of digital divide that it has been done will meet the social infrastructure of a large number of people. I assure you, sirs, that Yotta will keep up its commitment to see that all the social commitments that are required will be met by Yotta. I have, as ASSOCHAM president, attended many conferences on infrastructure of India. I've attended it on roads, railways, ports, but there was only a casual mention about digital infrastructure. Now that I am stuck in my house with good internet connectivity, the digital world becomes very important, and hence the work of Yotta today will become wonderful. Honorable Chief Minister, sir, I want to give you some good news that in my colleges today, by the 15th of July 2020, 45,000 students will be online teaching. As of today, 20,000 students are already on online teaching in our schools and colleges. I must congratulate you, sir, that your blessings on that inauguration has made a world of difference, and the enhanced digital infrastructure has definitely helped us to do this work. Honorable Prime Minister talked about Atmanirbhar Bharat and Digital India. Now, I was not so excited at that point of time. And being 70 years of old, I thought digital will happen, somebody will do it. Why am I getting into it? I'm in the real estate business. That's not really the kind of line which I have. But I have a son, Darshan, who is here today. He's in his 30s. And when he talked about digital infrastructure space, I thought it sounded a very good thing because it was young, it was good idea, but I didn't realize that today this digital infrastructure is the savior of our country in order to continue its progress in spite of anything else. So while the roads and highways and ports and others are struggling to get completed, we will set up the finest infrastructure in the digital space in the entire world. And sirs, you can be very proud of it that we at YOTA will certainly fulfill this commitment. Honorable CM, your idea of magnetic Maharashtra has already been fulfilled in many ways today in a period of a short time of even 30 days. I'm sure that many more people will come into India and set up this thing. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, sir, we are connected at YOTA and committed to fulfill the Prime Minister's dream to make a $1 trillion digital economy in the next 2 years. Whatever is needed from our end, in our own small way, we will continue to do our level best. Sirs, I would be failing in my duty if I did not compliment and congratulate Darshan, Sunil Gupta, the entire YOTA team, and the Hiranandani infrastructure team for a stupendous efforts that they have made to create this world-class facility. My personal needs, our educational needs, our communication needs, our e-commerce needs have highlighted the importance of digital to India. The Hiranandani Group proudly dedicates this digital infrastructure to India, to the nation, and seeks blessings from all of you to continue to serve India. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Bharat, Jai India. May I now request Darshan to put in his remarks, please.
Respected Uddhav Thackeray ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, respected Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, Honorable Union Minister of Information Technology, respected Subhash Desai ji, Honorable Maharashtra Minister of Industry, friends and colleagues. I must begin by thanking our government. I know Dad has said a few words, but I must do it as well, both state and center, for the leadership and courage that we have shown in these incredibly difficult moments. We are living in times that none of us will ever forget. And yet, the leadership and support that the government has provided to citizens both pre-COVID and during COVID has been unparalleled. Balancing humanitarian needs during a pandemic and economic needs of a large country like India and a large state like Maharashtra means ensuring a delicate balance every day. This government has achieved that balance through its strength and leadership. It is that same leadership that has also helped YOTA ensure that this data center is online and operational in record time. Uddhav ji, Subhash Desai ji, आपकी government machinery, IS से लेके junior officer तक, every department has been so helpful and amazing. उसके लिए मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ. Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, all central agencies, this data center is an SEZ, so just to name SEZ and customs as two examples, have been fantastic, and I cannot express my gratitude enough. Friends, this is a government that believes in looking ahead. It is a government that believes in the future. And friends, as we know, the future is digital. The government's vision is evident in how many services have gone online seamlessly. Today, submitting a passport form is done online. Getting an electricity connection, even your child's birth certificate is done online. These services benefit everyone and have improved the lives of millions everywhere. We at Yotta proudly share this vision of a digital India and stand ready to support the government in its efforts to prepare for the future. Our Yotta team is led by Sunil Gupta, an admirable CEO, as well as strong teams from real estate, energy, and infrastructure across the group. It is the combined efforts of these teams, along with our consultants, contractors, suppliers, and partners, that have enabled Yotta to come online at a record pace. I am a proud beneficiary of their incredible work. In fact, I believe that India will be a proud beneficiary of their work too. Let me take a moment to explain how. Even pre-COVID, India had one of the highest data consumption rates in the world, the highest. And this data consumption was evident all around us. Even the local Banya has 2 phones. But India also had one of the lowest, and I repeat, lowest per capita data center capacities in the world. I want you to think about that for a moment. Essentially, this valuable commodity that we consume more than anyone in the world, we store less than everyone in the world. That's a problem. Perhaps the problem was not so evident to many of us earlier, but in a post-COVID world, this gap is unmissable. Work from home, online learning, virtual gatherings, telemedicine, all of the things that have become our new normal require data. And therefore, they require data centers. As Dad mentioned, there is a lot of talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, a strong and secure India, a self-reliant India. But if India is to be truly self-reliant, we must be competitive, not complacent. We must innovate, not replicate. Yotta is a perfect example of competitiveness and innovation. It is the lowest price tier 4 hyperscale data center offering globally. In case someone missed that, the sentence is worth repeating. It is the lowest priced tier 4 hyperscale data center offering globally. Truly, when private sector moves forward with support of government, amazing things can happen. And yet, this is only our first step. Our ambition is to exponentially increase the data center capacity in India in the coming months. But we constantly look beyond the numbers to make sure that even as we scale, we remain efficient, customer-friendly, sustainable, fast and safe, all at the same time. Security, efficiency, and speed, that is our promise to every customer. Sunil and his team have a great presentation ahead about everything we're so excited about. This data center is a global pioneer, not just in terms of capability and price, but more so in terms of its focus on efficiency and sustainability. We provide the most efficient power offering available in the Indian market today. Not just the lowest price of power, but also a power usage efficiency, or PUE, That's a global benchmark for the tropics. And my friends, that's only phase 0. Our plan to migrate to renewables and gas-based combined heat and power generation on site, which will give us chilled water at the most efficient cost structure possible, and will bring down our design PUE numbers down to 1.2. Again, for all the data center and efficiency buffs out there, this is unheard of in Indian weather conditions. But we don't plan to stop there. We are building facilities today to ensure that we can be future ready to be 100% run on renewables, whether offsite through solar and wind, coupled with on-site hydrogen-based cogen and fuel cells in the future. That's a future, my friends, that we can all get excited about. I'll wrap up by saying a quick word on data security. The government of India has taken some big steps to be a leader in data privacy and security. I am certain that with Yotta coming online, the fears around the shortage of affordable, high-quality data center space in India to meet with localization requirements have been completely allayed. We can give any customer plug and play data center space of very large quantities very quickly. As an example, we can provide 1,000 racks today, an incremental 6,000 racks in 6 months, another 30,000 racks in 24 months. Isn't that amazing? From a legislation perspective, we hope that the government continues to focus on data privacy, security, and integrity, such that not just Indian data, but global data will want to be seated in India because of its exceptional value proposition. India has long been the IT capital of the world, and now it is time for us to be the data storage capital of the world. Friends, that's the next step, and we're looking forward to it. With that, I would like to invite our guest of honor, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, Honorable Union Minister of Law and Justice, Electronics, and Information to enlighten us with his thoughts. Sir.
The distinguished Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shraddheya Uddhav Thackeray ji, Mr. Subhas Desai, Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani, his very able son Darshan, other ladies and gentlemen present there, my greetings to all of you. We are indeed living in difficult and challenging times, but every challenge gives opportunity. We are not able to meet physically, but we are meeting digitally. I am sitting in Delhi, all of you are in Mumbai, and launching the biggest data centers of the world. That's what digital infrastructure is about. I can tell you at the very outset that India is a global leader, important player in IT services, back-end offices. Today, 85% of the work is happening from home. None of the major work was at all interrupted because we liberalized the entire work from home norms and the work allowed to continue. There is enough scope to properly leverage the challenge lying ahead. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has already appealed to Indian innovators to create new digital products, including apps. And let me comment to Darshan that he would also ensure that this great quest of Atmanirbhar Bharat in terms of good, innovative, digital products made in India would also be taken by him and his team by way of a good challenge. Niranjan, I don't know how to compliment you. I have known you as a conventional infrastructure wala, if I can use that expression. And when I was informed by my system that you have succeeded in creating the biggest Asia Pacific data center, second biggest in the world, as an IT minister, I was very excited. If granary is important for grains and food grains, if a warehouse is important for manufactured goods, a good data center is very important for a digital economy. And you rightly acknowledge that you were egged on by your son. Digital initiative, Niranjan, is always pioneered by the younger people, and the elder adjust. That is how the digital ecosystem works. You know, our digital human resource today is ruling the world. Young people from 30 to 45 to 50. Most of the digital companies globally are today headed by Indians, or Indians are playing a crucial role. Therefore, the human resource is important. But today, Niranjan, you and your son, I wish to compliment wholeheartedly, because you have taken this lead, not on a nominal basis, but on a joint basis. Because you have held on to the benchmark of the standards which the Hiranandani Group has set for itself. Anything must be a benchmark. Therefore, to you and to Darshan, I'm very, very happy as an IT minister that you have thought of it. I wish you good luck. Why it is a day of milestone today? Under the vision of the Prime Minister, we launched Digital India, which Niranjan, you and Darshan both referred to. What is Digital India? Very simply put, Digital India is designed to empower ordinary Indians with the power of technology. Second most important, bridge the digital divide between digital haves and digital have-nots. And thirdly, most important, bring in digital inclusion. And this must be achieved through technology, which is homegrown, economical, and developmental. This is the architecture we built for the Digital India. 6 years down the line, where do we stand? What is the digital profile of India, ladies and gentlemen? Population 1.3 billion plus 130 crore. Mobile phone 1.21 billion plus 121 crore. Aadhaar card 1.26 billion 126 crores. How we allow Digital India to operate for digital inclusion? We opened 370 million bank account of the poor, 37 crore. We link that with Aadhaar. What is Aadhaar? A digital identity to confirm the physical identity, and linked with the mobile phone. And started sending all their welfare measures from ration to kirasan to scholarship directly to their bank account, which we call DBT, Direct Benefit Transfer. In the last close to 5.5 years, we have sent 11 lakh crore to the bank account of the poor. And how much we have saved? 1,70,000 crores, which is to be pocketed by middlemen and fictitious claimants. Digital India brings it good governance. In this COVID, when the Prime Minister announced 1,70,000 crore of welfare measure for them, and many state governments, including in Maharashtra, announced similar measures in their own way, we sent 65,000 crore directly to the bank account of the poor. This is digital inclusion. Coming to the data part, I would like Dharam and his team in particular to note it. How we are generating billions and billions of data. Aadhaar I talked about. In Aadhaar, we do authentication 3 crore every 3 minutes, namely confirming the identity. Then comes UPI. India has become the biggest digital payment sector in the world. And UPI is again developed by Indian Mind, domestically produced. Third is the GSTN, which operates the entire general sales tax. Again, GSTN is a digital network developed by Indian Mind and hosted in India. And fourthly is your great health product, which we have launched. You know it very well. And ultimately, crores of Indians are also Ayushman. So from Aadhaar to GSTN to UPI to Ayushman, all riding digitally speaking. I'm sure many state governments are also taking these initiatives, including Maharashtra. Where are all this leading to? India is generating millions and millions of data. How do we use this? How do we store this? How do we value add to it? And how do we ensure that India's potential as a global digital player in terms of data is properly recognized? In that larger ecosystem, Niranjan and Darshan, your initiative today plays a crucial role. This particular data center is a powerful statement of intent that India is riding high in the quest of data security, data use, data innovation, and data opportunity. Very briefly indicating, let me tell you, India's internet use is close to 20% of the world, but India's data use is only 2%. India ranks 9th in that field. India had to make that a statement of intent that digital India and data innovation, data storage, data capacity, all will go hand in hand. We have come with a policy in India where all the government data are properly stored and open for study, research, anonymized way. We have, Niranjan, you talked about, and Darshan, both you talked about data privacy. You rightly put. We have already introduced a law being scrutinized by our parliamentary select committee, data protection law, after widest consultation. What is that? Very briefly indicating to my Mumbai friends, it has 4 components. Number 1, no data of any Indian shall be taken without consent. Number 2, that data will be used only to the limit of consent. And thirdly, that there will be a provision also of withdrawal, and there will be a proper fiduciary who will be entitled to protect the data, keep the data, and analyze the data, which you can become. There are 3 categories of data which we have provided. One is extremely personal sensitive data will be stored in India. Then there will be a sensitive data, and then the general data. What I foresee, Darshan, I would like you to think about it. I want India to become a big center of data refinery, data cleaning, data processing, data innovation, data research. And if you have come with this big infrastructure, then kindly think on those lines that India should become. And I'm very, very keen that data refinery is going to be the future. And with the success of Digital India, I'm very keen India must become a big global refinery of data cleaning, of data processing. Obviously, all this will have to be in keeping in mind the data privacy, which the law is already in process. One thing I would like to very briefly comment here, and that is what? We shall never compromise on data sovereignty of India. India being an important digital power, our data sovereignty will be very, very important, and we shall ensure that we are never meant to make any compromise, nor we will do that. And I'm quite sure the way we have articulated Digital India, the way we are articulating the digital quest of emerging economy like India is going to become a global benchmark. As the world is talking of global inclusion, similarly, India's quest for data sovereignty, understanding is going to, and data safety and privacy is going to become an important issue. Yes, cybersecurity is important. We have to work together. We are working a lot. But I always say, take precaution. Let me give a very simple example, Darshan, to you in particular. If you drive on a big highway, at times accident occurs. You don't stop making highways, do you? You drive with caution, tighten the seat belt, don't undertake a drinking driving. Similarly, in cybersecurity, take the basic precautions at an institutional level, at the shop floor, in the factories, in the government processes, and large number of these issues will be addressed. I think I have spoken enough. Just 3 quick points. Artificial intelligence is important. We have to take into account the larger narrative of artificial intelligence. Mobile economy is very important. Do you know, my friends of Mumbai, handling electronic portfolio, we have done exceedingly good in terms of electronic manufacturing. We are just 2 mobile factory when we came to power in 2014. India today has 260 mobile factories. India is home to some of the biggest mobile brands in India. And this production link incentive which we have announced, we want to become globally champion, making in India, exporting outside, and we want Indian companies to become globally competitive. Again, it will generate data. All the data has to be fixed. So from data economy to app economy to mobile economy, the data economy has enough potential and promises. And in all this promise, Niranjan and Darshan, one thing is the pillar, a good data center. I hope you understand the larger narrative which I'm trying to flag. So with that larger narrative, I'm very keen that we have done so well in services. Let India become a good software product nation. We have already liberalized the policy. And that is the whole scope. Because once the data economy kicks in, this new infrastructure is going to become a great accelerator of the data economy in terms of giving space, research, innovation, and a whole range of activity. And obviously, it will lead to creation of a very big employment potential also. But all this must work on trust, on probity, on fairness. And I would like India's digital ecosystem to keep that in mind, that to be successful, we must have transparency, we must have fair approach, and also we must uphold the overpowering conviction of our digital sovereignty. These are some of the issues I thought I must flag you. Therefore, let me congratulate Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani, you once again, and Darshan, you once again. I know you have got full cooperation from both the government of Maharashtra and the government of India. But if you have any problem, I'm just a phone call away. We have to make India a big center of data economy. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Maharashtra. Jai Hind.
Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, thank you so much for those fantastic words. And let me promise you that we will encourage, facilitate, innovate, and invest, not just in the digital app ecosystem, but also in all forms of data refining. And while I'm here, I'm going to make a request. At some point, we'll trouble your calendar again when we have to launch a new cloud portal that will provide an ecosystem to all IT data refining entrepreneurs to be able to use our facilities to do research and development and utilize them to commercialize these applications. Sir, thank you so much. And we also promise.
Darshan, I promise I will be present physically, not digitally.
Absolutely, sir. And while Sunil has an amazing presentation. Okay. Yes. And while Sunil has an amazing presentation, which will walk you through, it's nothing like coming in person. With that, sir, thank you once again. Uddhav ji, I request if you can press any key and launch the data center so we can go online. Any key, sir, and we can go ahead. Perfect. Uddhav ji, thank you, sir. And with that, I invite our Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Uddhav Thackeray ji, who needs no introduction, to say a few words. Sir, thank you.
थैंक यू दर्शन। रवि जी, क्या कहूँ आपके बारे में?
Mic mute है sir.
नहीं, मैं शुरू करते वक्त ऐसे ही पूछ रहा था कि रवि जी आपके बारे में क्या कहकर शुरू करें। हमारे कभी कभी साथ में रहने वाले साथी, हमेशा रहने वाले साथी तो
ऐसा है, हम दोनों मित्र हैं।
यस, और वो बात अलग है, लेकिन अपना रिश्ता अलग है, वो हमेशा रहने वाला है। तो आदरणीय रविशंकर जी, निरंजन जी, दर्शन है यहाँ पर, सुभाष जी हैं, काफी सारे लोग दिखाई दे रहे हैं। मेरे मन में अभी जैसे मैं सब देख रहा तो एक सवाल आ गया, निरंजन जी तुमची कोणती कोणती रूप अजून बाकी आहेत दाखवायची, और कौन से रूप आपको आपके दिखने बाकी है? क्योंकि अगर मैं जनरेशन की बात करूं तो वो जमाना आज भी याद है, डॉक्टर साहब आया करते थे घर पे, फिर आपकी जनरेशन, अब ये तीसरी जनरेशन। कुछ ही दिन पहले आपने एजुकेशन में एक बहुत बड़ा काम किया, जिसका मुझे सौभाग्य है, मेरे हाथों से इनॉग्रेशन हो गया, और आज एक नई बात, उसकी शुरुआत होने जा रही है। कभी कभी संजोग की बात होती है, वर्क फ्रॉम होम, हम तो घर बैठे, आप भी घर पे हो या ऑफिस में हो। बाहर तो मुंबई में बारिश है रवि जी, मुंबई में बारिश बरस रही है, आषाढ़ का महीना शुरू है, और जब डेटा की बात आती है तो क्लाउड की बात आती है, और क्लाउड की बात आती है, डेटा की बात आती है, तो मुझे कालिदास जी याद आ गए, मेघदूत। मैं ये दावा नहीं कर रहा हूं कि उस वक्त ये टेक्नोलॉजी अवेलेबल थी, ऐसे दावा, मेरा कोई दावा नहीं है, लेकिन कल्पना तो थी। और इसलिए मैंने कहा कि शाकुंतल उन्होंने उस पर लिखा था, ऐसे कहा जाता है, और मेघ को ही उन्होंने दूत बनाया, तो उसमें एक लाइन है, आषाढ़स्य प्रथम दिवसे, तो वो संयोग जो मैं कह रहा था कि उसमें भी उसका उल्लेख है, क्लाउड है, डेटा है, बाहर आषाढ़ और बारिश चल रही है, माने या ना माने। खैर, कोविड के कारण हम इस माध्यम से मिल रहे हैं, लेकिन इस माध्यम से मिल तो रहे हैं, काम हो रहा है, काम नहीं रुक रहा है। सारे लोग अपने अपने घर पर बैठकर सोच रहे हैं क्या करें। मैं जब भी, रोजाना मेरे 2-3 प्रोग्राम तो रहते हैं, आपके बाद मैं मुंबई में और सारी हेल्थ फैसिलिटी का इनॉग्रेशन या लॉन्चिंग करने जा रहा हूं, तो उस वक्त मैं कहता हूं कि संकट, आपत्ति आती है तो नया कुछ दिखा कर जाती है, नया कुछ देकर जाती है। और खास कर मैं इस बारे में कहना चाहूंगा कि कोविड ने हमने जीना सिखाया, एक दृष्टि दी, नई दृष्टि दी। अदरवाइज हम ये जो सारी चीजें हैं, ये फ्यूचर के बारे में कर सकते थे, फ्यूचर में क्या होगा, फ्यूचर में ये होगा, फ्यूचर में वो होगा। अब फ्यूचर का दर्शन वर्तमान में करने वाले हीरानंदानी ग्रुप है, तो फ्यूचर में क्या होगा, नहीं, फ्यूचर को कोविड ने वर्तमान में बदल कर दिया। ये बदलाव कोविड के कारण हुआ है। जब भी कुछ क्रांति की बात करते हैं, रिवॉल्यूशन, क्रांति आधी अधूरी काम की नहीं होती, क्रांति पूरी होनी चाहिए, तो ही उसका उपयोग या हाँ सही है, उपयोग होता है। जैसे डिजिटल की बात करें हम, ठीक है, एक जमाना था ऐसे कि कभी टेलीफोन का एक जमाना, टेलीफोन की बात थी नहीं, लेकिन उसका भी एक, उसकी खोज टेलीफोन, आज जैसे हम तो कोसों दूर बैठे बैठे एक दूसरे को देख सकते हैं, बात कर सकते हैं, वैसे टेलीफोन ने उस वक्त एक सुविधा दे दी, कोसों दूर बैठे हुए लोगों को जोड़ दिया। अब वो एक क्रांति थी। उसका दूसरा रूप आ गया मोबाइल। किसी ने इमेजिन नहीं किया था कि मोबाइल मतलब अपने खीसे में लेकर हम पूरे दुनिया को लेकर घूम सकेंगे। अब उसी मोबाइल ने और एक दे दिया है। अब मोबाइल में क्या नहीं है, सारी चीजें हैं। मैं न्यूज़पेपर की बात करूं तो सारे मेरे न्यूज़पेपर उसमें है, पूरा डेटा उसमें है, गूगल है, जो भी चाहे सर्च मारो मिल जाता है अपने पॉकेट में। मतलब इतनी छोटी इसमें पूरी दुनिया या दुनिया से भी और कुछ चीजें हैं वो पूरी इसमें आ गई। इस्तेमाल कैसे करें, फोन है, फोन किसे करे, फोन पर क्या बात करें, वैसे वो सारी बातें हैं, उसका इस्तेमाल कैसे करें। इंफॉर्मेशन एंड नॉलेज, थोड़ी सी मैं उसमें थोड़ा फर्क करता हूं। इंफॉर्मेशन मतलब जानकारी होती है और नॉलेज का मतलब है ज्ञान। नॉलेज मतलब वो इंफॉर्मेशन जो है उसको अगर थोड़ा सा अनुभव मिला दी जाए, मतलब अनुभव सर्वोत्तम गुरु माना जाता है। तो जब वो गुरु कुछ सिखाता है तो वो ज्ञान में उसका बदलाव होता है। तो जानकारी तो पूरी अपने हाथ में है, सर्च मारो आ जाता है उस पर, लेकिन अनुभव रास्ता बताता है, रास्ते पर जाना है नहीं जाना है, चलना है नहीं चलना है, हर एक की अपनी अपनी सोच होती है। आज मैं देख रहा हूं कि एक क्रांति पूरा रूप लेकर अपने साथ आ रही है। कल ही रवि जी, मैं आपको मुझे खुशी होगी बताने के लिए, कुछ दिन पहले महाराष्ट्र स्टेट ने कोविड के दरमियान भी कुछ 1000 करोड़ के एमओयूज की, उसमें देशी और विदेशी कंपनियां भी शामिल थी। अब हम इन्वेस्टर्स को तो आमंत्रित कर रहे हैं, आइए भाई हमारे स्टेट में आइए, आपके जो भी उद्योग है हम आपको सहायता करेंगे, हमें आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिए। इन्वेस्टमेंट तो आ रही है, इंडस्ट्री आ रही है, लेकिन लेबर कहां से लाए। लेबर भी ठीक है, कुछ तो हमारे राज्य में बाहर के राज्य से आते हैं, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ के भी भूमिपुत्र है, उनको कहां से जॉब मिलेंगे। तो हमने कल ही और एक डिजिटल महा जॉब्स पोर्टल लॉन्च किया। नई बात है, हाँ भी और ना भी। ना कैसे, पहले तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक्सचेंज हुआ करता था, उसमें क्या होता था कि अपने राज्य में कितने बेकार है उसकी जानकारी मिलती थी। लेकिन कल जो पोर्टल हमने खोल दिया है उसमें सिर्फ जानकारी नहीं मिलेगी, जॉब्स और जो मजदूर है उनको मिलाया जाएगा वहां ऑनलाइन उनकी एप्लीकेशन होगी, सब ऑनलाइन होगा। और मुझे और एक बात की खुशी है, कल शाम को ही जब हम मिले, देसाई साहब यहाँ बैठे हैं हमारे स्टेट के इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर, उन्होंने कहा कि उद्धव जी दोपहर को इसकी शुरुआत की और शाम तक कुछ 1000 युवा ने उसके ऊपर ऑलरेडी ऑनलाइन अपनी एप्लीकेशन भी दे दी। तो ये है डिजिटल जो मीडियम है उसका एक उपयोग है। कोविड की बात करें तो हम कहते हैं कि वायरस के साथ हमें जीना होगा। तो ये भी जो आज हम डिजिटल और सब कर रहे हैं, ये भी, इसको भी एक अलग तरीके से वायरस से बचाना है, जिसकी बात आपने रवि जी की। वायरस से तो सबको हर जगह बचना है, वायरस के साथ जीना है। तो जीना है तो कैसे जीना है, इसमें सिस्टम में वायरस घुस जाता है तो क्लीनअप की आवश्यकता होती है। हमारे जो लाइफ है उस सिस्टम में वायरस घुस रहा है और हम मास्क वगैरह बांधकर क्लीनअप की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। अब तक पूरा क्लीनअप हो सकेगा नहीं हो सकेगा पता नहीं, कोशिश तो जारी है, लेकिन वायरस के साथ जीना है, जीने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। और जो लाइफ बदलाव, मैं बदलाव इसलिए कह रहा हूं, वायरस ने हमें सचमुच एक दृष्टि दे दी। कोरोना ने एक नई दृष्टि दे दी कि अरे आप जी रहे हो लेकिन कैसे जीना चाहिए। वर्क फ्रॉम होम सही है, आपको अगर जरूरत नहीं है तो घर के बाहर भीड़ क्यों करते हो, भीड़ करने की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं। जो आपके घर में ही है, मतलब अपने घर में सब कुछ सुख है, लेकिन सुख ढूंढने के लिए हम दुनिया खोजते हैं। पूरी दुनिया ढूंढने के बाद पता चलता है अरे ये तो अपने पास था ही। अपनी फैमिली की ओर हम कभी देख नहीं सकते, फैमिली के लिए काम करते हैं लेकिन फैमिली की ओर हमें देखने का मौका नहीं मिलता है। सुबह होती है, घर से बाहर पड़ो, रात कर आओ, थक कर सो जाओ, फिर फैमिली का मतलब क्या है, घर का मतलब क्या है। तो वर्क फ्रॉम होम मतलब काम भी करो, जिस फैमिली के लिए काम कर रहे हो उस फैमिली के लिए आपका सहवास भी जरूरी होता है, उसकी भी आवश्यकता है। निरंजन भाई, एक मतलब डेटा कहे या डाटा कहे, कुछ लोग डेटा कहते हैं, कुछ लोग डाटा कहते हैं। अब के दिनों में डाटा और दाता दोनों की आवश्यकता है। दाता है, जो रक्तदाता है, हमने कहा प्लाज्मा देने वाला दाता है। कल ही टाटा सन्स ने कुछ एम्बुलेंस, वेंटिलेटर्स और कुछ डोनेशन, मतलब वो दाता भी चाहिए, डाटा भी चाहिए, सबका मिला होकर हमें आगे जाना है। तो इसकी आवश्यकता तो हमें है और मुझे खुशी है कि आप महाराष्ट्र में ये चीज कर रहे हो। रवि जी, मैं आपको चैलेंज देता हूं, एक भी कठिनाई के लिए निरंजन भाई आपके पास नहीं आएंगे। मेरा चैलेंज है, मैं चैलेंज देता हूं आपको, कोई कठिनाई उनको मैं आने नहीं दूंगा। आप वहां से इस्तेमाल करो, वहां से जो भी है हमारा जो डेटा सेट है वहां से इस्तेमाल करो। आपको कोई दिक्कत आई तो मुझे बोलो, वो भी नहीं आएगी, ये भी मेरा चैलेंज है। तो एक अच्छी बात है, पूरे विश्व की जब हम बात करते हैं कि अमेरिका में क्या चल रहा है, यहाँ क्या चल रहा है, वहां क्या चल रहा है, नहीं, लेकिन मेरे देश में क्या चल रहा है, कौन चलाएगा, कौन चलाएगा। और जैसे मैंने शुरुआत करते हुए कहा कि फ्यूचर की हम बात करते हैं, अरे कल का जमाना ऐसे होगा, मतलब मैं कुछ नहीं करने वाला, कल जो आएंगे वो देख लेंगे, मेरा कुछ काम नहीं है। तो आज हम कल की बात आज कर रहे हैं, कल करे वो आज करे और आज करे वो अभी, वो आप कर रहे हो। इसलिए आपकी अपनी सरकार, महाराष्ट्र की भी सरकार है और अपनी हिंदुस्तान की भी सरकार है, दोनों सरकार आपके पीछे साथ में खड़े हैं। आप आगे चलो, हम आपके साथ हैं। और सिर्फ आप ही नहीं, आप देश के और मेरे राज्य को आगे लेके जा रहे हैं, इसलिए पूरा समर्थन अपनी स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट की ओर से आपको रहेगा। शुभेच्छा मी देतो निरंजन भाई, असंच पुढे चला आणि थोड्या दिवसांनी तुमची नवीन रूप जी आम्हाला दिसत आहेत ती अशीच चांगल्या पद्धतीने दाखवत राहा, ज्याचा उपयोग राज्याला आणि देशाला होईल। मनापासून शुभेच्छा। जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र।
साहेब फार फार आभारी आहो, आपण हे उद्घाटन केले, आपण आशीर्वाद दिले, आपण डायरेक्शन दिले, त्यामध्ये फार आनंद होता। आपणचे सगळे सरकार फार आम्हाला सहानुभूती आहेत आणि देतात, त्याच्यासाठी मी फार फार आभारी आहो। आणि पुढे पण आपण असंच आशीर्वाद देत राहा, तर काय होईल तर आम्ही पण हे प्रगती करून घेऊ। I wanted to honestly talk to you and tell you that I still remember your father tremendously on this day and time. So I did not mention that. So I did not want to leave it just now. I remember that he coming to our project in Powai and giving me blessings over there personally. It is nice that now we have you to come and wish us on this occasion. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, there has been a tremendous learning from me this morning in terms of the kind of direction that you have given and the thought process behind that direction. It is one thing to say that we are going to go north or we are going to go in this direction, but the interpretation of that direction was extremely good learning for me, and I'm sure more than me, to Darshan and to Sunil and the entire team. So we will always be by your side in terms of the national interest of this country. I have been born in post this thing in India in 1950. I'm now 70, and I'm glad that the team which is there will continue to serve this country for the rest of our lives and next generation too. That is the pride with which we look at India and Maharashtra and Mumbai, which has been my Janma Bhumi and Karma Bhumi, but of course it's all of India that we really look forward to. We are now going to show, if you have time, Mr. Sunil Gupta, who will present the entire concept of what it is in much more technical terms in this. And if you have the time, then you can please continue to see, or otherwise I will thank you very much for your attendance and time that you've been able to give. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. Sunil?
निरंजन भाई, मैं थोड़ी अपने रवि जी मैं इजाजत चाहूंगा, क्योंकि एक जैसे मैंने कहा कि कुछ और एक फंक्शन है, तो लैपटॉप छोड़कर दूसरे लैपटॉप पे जाना होगा मुझे। तो मुंबईसाठी आरोग्य सुविधा, मुंबई के लिए आरोग्य सुविधा, उसमें हम उसका लॉन्चिंग कर रहे हैं, तो प्लीज मुझे इजाजत दीजिए और थैंक यू वेरी मच। निरंजन भाई, मी पुन्हा एकदा बघतो आपल्याकडे।
थैंक यू।
निरंजन भाई, मैं भी आपसे अनुमति लूंगा। मुझे हेलो,
नो, वी कैन हियर हिम नाउ।
निरंजन भाई, मैं भी आपसे अनुमति लूंगा, लेकिन मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, एक अच्छा नोट मुझे भेज दीजिएगा पूरे अपने कॉन्सेप्ट के बारे में, ठीक है ना? एंड विल मीट अगेन, ठीक है? बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, नमस्कार।
थैंक यू। And Sunil, the moment that our 1,800 viewers have been waiting for, to hear about the whole data center in detail.
Yeah. Thank you, Niranjan sir. Thank you, Darshan. Respected Uddhav Thackeray ji, Shri Raghavi Shankar Prasad ji, Shri Subhash Desai ji, YOTA CIO Innovation Council members, all CXOs, all our technology and business partners, and dear friends. YOTA is all about scalability, agility, quality, innovation, and economies of scale. That's how I sum up YOTA. Talking of scalability and agility, today you have witnessed YOTA is launching Asia's largest and world's second largest Uptime Institute Tier 4 certified data center, which we call NM1, Navi Mumbai 1, in a record time of less than 12 months. That is agility and scalability. At 820,000 square feet, 7,200 racks, and 50 megawatt of power, YOTA NM1 is offering a highly scalable data center infrastructure. It is located strategically right in the middle of Mumbai-Pune Express Highway and Mumbai-Pune Old Highway. And the campus is 600 acres Hiranandani Fortune City. What it is offering is also a gigabytes of connectivity from multiple telecom operators for whom we have laid 4 redundant self-owned fiber paths which are connecting our data center park to the highways. And this ultra-modern building is supported by redundant, self-owned, on-site power distribution infrastructure, which we will be augmenting in future, as Darshan said, by captive solar power plant and also on-site captive gas-based cogen power plant, which will mean that we are delivering to our hosted customers a long-term, reliable, green, and very cost-effective source of power. That was agility and scalability, but quality comes on supreme. Our Uptime Tier 4 certification demonstrates our relentless pursuit for quality and innovation, and it is a testimony of our unparalleled commitment to our customers who are looking for nothing but the best. Any single point of failure in power or cooling system, or for that matter, any support system, including structural, civil, automation, or others, cannot bring down a customer's rack from its full capacity of power and cooling at any moment of time. That is fault tolerance. In that way, as a dear friend from Uptime Institute was talking to me jokingly yesterday, the Tier 4 certification in today's time is like a vaccine for any type of failure in a data center. It takes time, it takes grueling efforts to develop it, but once you have this, you are safeguarded for life. We strongly believe that a high quality and scalability quotient does not and should not result into premium prices for customers. That is especially so very relevant in current difficult times where enterprise dependence on digital services has increased, but at the same time, they are looking at saving costs. With our massive economies of scales, and I would say innovative productization, enterprises of all sizes and governments at central, state, and local levels can expect from YOTA a fully managed hybrid IT, which is a combination of co-location, private cloud, public cloud, IT management services on a very, very cost-optimized pay-as-you-use model, thus creating a win-win situation for everyone. For our hyperscale cloud customers, content operators, OTT companies, YOTA is offering a quick access to large colo capacity from its multi-tenanted data center building like NM1, but at the same time giving a very long-term scalability at the same site in the same campus by delivering them customized single tenanted data centers, which we can deliver in flat 18 months from the time go. YOTA NM1 is just the beginning. It is the first of the 5 data center buildings which are coming up in this integrated YOTA data center park in Navi Mumbai, which once fully built will have an overall capacity of 30,000 racks and 250 megawatt of power. And besides Navi Mumbai, YOTA is also developing similar sized giant TC parks at Chennai and New Delhi. And now, let me all take you through a detailed walkthrough video of our first data center, the Tier 4 certified Yotta NM1.
India has the second fastest growing digital economy in the world. By 2025, India will have 850 million smartphone users and 200 million smart TVs, collectively consuming more than 5 hours of video data per device per day. India is increasingly becoming digital, shifting rapidly to web collaboration, e-commerce, and e-payments. Emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, robotics, and the emergence of 5G are going to extend the usage of the internet to billions of devices. India is also witnessing a shift of enterprise workloads from their captive data centers to public clouds or hosted private clouds due to the pay-as-you-use models and enormous scalability they offer. Enterprises and the government of India are now focusing more than ever before on self-reliance in their supply chains within the country, also leading to more data localization. All these trends are leading to the data explosion in India. To store and process this ever-increasing data growth and centralized cloud workloads, India needs large-scale data center parks instead of standalone data center buildings. These data center parks need to be scalable in terms of space, power, internet connectivity, support services, and a wide array of innovative value-added IT services. Yotta, India's youngest managed data center service provider, is building data center parks in Navi Mumbai, Chennai, and Greater Noida, New Delhi. Yotta is backed by India's leading real estate, energy, and construction major, the Hiranandani Group. What makes Yotta unique is its ownership of resources, massive economies of scale, captive energy generation and distribution, unmatched expertise and experience in data center design, construction, and operations. Yotta NM1 is Asia's largest and the world's second largest Uptime Institute Tier 4 design certified data center facility that is spread across 820,000 square feet with a capacity of 7,200 racks, 50 megawatt power, and 4 fiber paths. It is located at Yotta Data Center Park within the 600-acre Hiranandani Fortune City campus in Panvel, a peaceful locality away from the hustle and bustle of the city, with no history of natural or human-made disasters. The future hub of economic growth in Greater Mumbai region between Mumbai-Pune Expressway and Old Mumbai-Pune Highway, it is well connected to various business districts of Greater Mumbai and Pune. The upcoming Navi Mumbai Airport, Trans Harbour Sea Link, and railway station are coming right next to the campus. This will make it more accessible for enterprises. Yotta also offers its shuttle bus services from the nearest railway station throughout the day for its customers and employees. Yotta NM1 is a ground plus 14-story building. Even-numbered floors are dedicated server halls, and odd-numbered floors are dedicated UPS and battery rooms. The ground floor includes in-building substation, dedicated cargo handling area, scissor lifts, cargo elevators, storage rooms, and a podium with visitor reception along with meeting rooms. The building has an entire floor dedicated to customer seating. The terrace of the building has chillers installed on an elevated platform and chilled water distribution plant below the platform. The backup diesel generators are placed outside the building on an elevated platform with underground fuel tanks adjacent to the same. The 6 dedicated server hall floors have a load-bearing capacity of 1,500 kilograms per square meter and can house server racks of various sizes up to 52U. Racks are arranged in a hot aisle, cold aisle configuration with cold aisle containment. Yotta NM1 is as secure as a fort with multiple layers of security before you can access your server rack. Campus entrance, data center park entrance, barbed fenced walls with more than 500 surveillance cameras, Yotta NM1 gate. Visitor passes are issued online and further screened at entry. Vehicle holding area with boom barrier restricting free access. All incoming vehicles are scanned. The driver, along with the vehicle registration detail, is photographed. Explosive and narcotics detection. Baggage scanning and manual frisking. A visitor pass with access card is issued for live location tracking. Access-controlled turnstile barriers. Frisking at server hall floors. Man trap to avoid tailgating. Biometric authentication. Cage and rack level security. Yota NM1 receives power at 110 kilovolt from 2 upstream transmission substations and has a dedicated 110 by 33 substation and 33 by 11 substation right adjacent to the facility. 4 numbers of 11 kilovolt lines in N+N mode, each carrying 12.5 megawatt, supplies power to Yota NM1. Our affiliate company manages the power distribution operations with a distribution license. Soon, Yota NM1 will be powered by a captive 40 megawatt solar power plant and a captive 50 megawatt gas-based cogeneration power plant adjacent to our data center park. The 11 kilovolt power terminating at N+N redundant HT panels in the building is stepped down by an array of 32 transformers and through panels and bus ducts. The power is carried to the UPSs, stationed on the various UPS floors, through redundant riser ducts on 2 opposite sides of the building. For each server hall floor, there are 6.4 megawatt equivalent UPSs with N+N redundancy, backed by lithium-ion battery banks with the 2 ends of the UPSs and batteries in separate rooms. These UPSs supply power to PDUs. 2 separate PDUs getting power from 2 different UPSs supply N+N power through industrial-type sockets and power cables to the racks. The utility feeder is backed up by an array of 32 diesel generator sets, each of 2.25 megawatt in N+2 configuration that supplies continuous backup power to the data center through an array of specially designed fire and water-resistant bus ducts. The diesel generator sets are backed by 600,000 liters of diesel fuel stored in underground tanks, ensuring 48 hours of uninterrupted operations at full load. Precision air handling units with redundant coils and UPS-powered fans maintain precise cooling and humidity in the server halls. Redundant coils of precision air handling units get chilled water through N+N redundant supply lines and dispose of the hot water through N+N return lines. 34 chillers of 400-ton capacity each supply chilled water to the precision air handling units via dual supply and return header system. In case of a temporary chiller outage, due to changeover in power source from the main feeder to diesel generator and vice versa, the thermal storage tanks continue to supply chilled water through UPS-powered pumps to the precision air handling units, thus ensuring uninterrupted cooling to server halls at all times. A state-of-the-art, feature-rich, and redundant building management system, or BMS, monitors Yota NM1. Thousands of parameters from every single utility device, including transformers, diesel generator sets, fuel capacity, HT panels, cooling, and power, are monitored by the BMS. Select customers can request for remote BMS logins to monitor their setup in real time. Yota NM1 is equipped with addressable fire detection and suppression system that can intelligently detect the exact point of fire. The fire detection system is also integrated with our access control system. In case of a fire, the access control system automatically opens the doors of the affected adjacent areas for quick evacuation. Cargo material enters the data center building through a dedicated cargo gate. It gets unloaded at any of the 3 scissor lifts. Every equipment entering or leaving Yota NM1 is tracked by using RFID tags. Through movable stackers, the material can either be shifted to the storage area on the same floor, or can be taken to the server hall floors through the cargo elevators, which lands directly on the raised platform level, thus ensuring the equipment does not tilt in the entire journey. This system helps our customers in auditing their assets in a matter of minutes instead of months. Yota NM1 is extremely well connected to the rest of the world through 4 captive and redundant telecom paths. All leading telecom operators have brought their fibers from these paths to the data center. These fiber cables rise on 2 sides of the building in independent conduits and terminate in redundant meet-me rooms, MMR, on 2 sides of the server hall floors. From meet-me rooms, we provide copper and fiber cross-connects to the customer racks through an array of redundant cable trays. As a Class A ISP licensee, Yota also provides bulk internet connectivity to its hosted customers. Yota NM1 provides a highly secure and enclosed seating module with individual access control for every customer. All facilities like conference rooms, telephone, internet, parking, and cafeteria are available to customers. Customers can avail both short-term and long-term stay facilities and service apartments located within the campus for managing their hosted application or during times of urgent deployments. Yotta provides both hyperscale co-location for wholesale customers and fully managed Yotta Tech services for enterprise customers. Under co-location, we offer full floors, suites, cages, and individual racks with varying power densities and fit-out options as per customer requirements. For hyperscale customers, we offer dedicated, customized buildings on co-location model and interconnect their floors and buildings through redundant fibers. Under Yotta Tech, we offer a wide variety of innovative enterprise IT solutions on a pay-as-you-use model. At Yotta, we strive to deliver unmatched scalability, quality, innovation, and economies of scale by leveraging our real estate expertise, power distribution capabilities, data center design, connectivity solutions, and deep domain expertise in managed IT services. We aim to deliver value that's backed by innovation, partnerships, and trust, so that our customers get peace of mind, assurance, and above all, happiness.
Thank you. We sincerely hope you all enjoyed the virtual walkthrough of Yotta NM1 data center. We know that a virtual walkthrough cannot give the real life experience of an actual physical tour, which we shall surely organize once, God willing, the current prevailing challenging situations are behind all of us, God willing. We would like to thank at this stage Shri Uddhav Thackeray ji, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, Shri Subhash Desai ji for sparing their valuable time despite their very, very busy schedules and gracing this occasion. We are really, really honored. This project would not have been a reality and would not have proceeded at the speed it did without the complete support of the central government, the government of Maharashtra, and the local administration. Sirs, we at Yotta commit to you that we shall make India and Maharashtra a digital hub for high quality data hosting, which is fully self-reliant and comparable and better than the best in the world. Due to paucity of time, I cannot take all names, but at this stage, I would like to thank Shri N.K. Jain and team for being the driving engineering force behind Project Yotta. Cyrus ji, Gunisha, Manish, Prashant, Santosh, Kunal, Sukriti, Sanjay Parikh ji, and all teams from Hiranyani Group. Mahimtura ji, all our technology and business partners who have stood solidly behind us in our fast-paced, high-pressured execution despite all challenges. All the Indian and international research analysts and trade media who have been very, very kind in covering Yotta's journey. And finally, you, our CIO friends and IT leaders who have been continuously guiding us and encouraging us through this courageous journey which we have undertaken. Last but not the least, this path would have been very difficult had we not had the support of our biggest asset, our employees, Yottites, as they call it, our highly ambitious, committed, motivated, and spirited fighters who have created this young organization, Yotta, in all its flesh, blood, and emotions. Thank you very much all. We are deeply, deeply honored. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you.